as well if you want to do the FA.
So we're back live. There's going to be 7 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. A Newcastle fan became seriously unwell and ill. If anyone wanted to catch up on what happened and etc. And the fan has been taken away to into an ambulance and presumably to the nearest hospital, most definite likely. And we restart on what would be the end of the first half here at St James's Park between Newcastle and Tottenham. So whoever wins this match, or if it's an equaliser, or if it's a draw, or if it's anything, whatever happens in this match,
very aware of what could be done.
Whatever happens in this match, the fan's life is more important, 100% at the end of the day.
Really is important, but it's difficult for the players, of course, to get back up to speed and emotionally to get back on an even keel as well. Fans as well. This is a very difficult 7 minutes or so.
Good by Romero.
Son.
Kane knocked it down to Son.
Lucas Moura
already hit the bar.
having a go. But it goes to Højbjerg. And now Eric Dyer.
Floors around the ground for the medical staff who responded to the emergency. Richie's throw. Best back pass to Lloris by Romero. Over Kane. Taken under the ball quite cleverly by Lascelles. Understandably, a subdued start to the resumption of the game here.
Here's Reguilon.
Reguilon could be a rampaging left back. So the Spain squad in the Nations League, the Finnish runners-up. Possibly should have beaten France. Quite have the firepower. Son.
Son tries to find Kane, but it goes straight to Darlow.
The supporter who needed that medical attention has, we're happy to report, been stabilised and is on his way to hospital.
Yeah, that's brilliant news at the end of the day. Just been told that supporter is on the way to hospital. Here's Kane into Son. It's 3-1 Tottenham.
Newcastle United, but not a flying start. Newcastle 1, Tottenham 3.
That's an outstanding goal. The work
Son puts it in. It's 3-1 to Tottenham.
Linking up with Ndombele, they just changed positions. His ball out wide to Harry Kane is superb. They don't clear their lines. Newcastle. It's all about Lucas Moura. He starts out wide, but then watch him drift infield, linking with Ndombele, gets the ball back, gets his head up. Great bit of skill, plays Harry Kane in, and then Harry Kane, there's only one person he's going to look for, and that's Son. It's unselfish from Kane. He's never going to score. The angle is against him. But he's a creator as well. He gets his head up and he lays it on a plate for Son. And it's a very long way back now for Newcastle. But Tottenham, after conceding early, have been very, very good.
What a partnership those two are. Fourth goal. He's been involved in others, but Spurs, who'd only scored 6 in 7 games, have now scored 3 in the first half here. A protracted first half, but that's a very, very encouraging scoreline for Nuno. He's been criticised for his tactics not being adventure enough, not being in the true Tottenham tradition.
Saint-Maximin.
Joe Willock. to go. Joe Linton.
Joe Linton takes on the Tottenham defence and midfield. Matt Ritchie wants it to the left. It goes to the left, but it goes to Sam Maximan on the left. I thought that was going in top right. 3-2. But it goes wide. Lloris did watch that as well. That's very close as well.
That far post would have served him better. But left or right, he's a danger when he's on the ball, but just I think he goes for too much power there and loses the accuracy.
Wishful thinking. Skip losing out. Might be costly. Good work from Wilson. He couldn't pick out the pass away that Kane did for Son. Wasn't quite the availability. Here comes Son again. Armstrong challenge from themselves. It's lifted the crowd. It's not lifted Son. He's just now back on his feet. Ritchie.
Sam Maximan as Emerson Royale stays down.
An accidental collision. And Romero puts it out so his colleague can get some attention. And Spurs.
Oh, there's a fight. There's a confrontation there between Christian Romero and Callum Wilson.
I think Sir Maximan is taking the maximum amount of grief, but there was another couple of Newcastle players who could easily put the ball out of play. They decided to play on as a team, and you're right, it's the referee who decides whether we stop or not.
Harry Kane having his say on behalf of Spurs. This is how it happened.
It's really innocuous, doesn't it? But again, it's on the top of his foot, on his ankle, the way he went down and the way he was beating the ground, he looked at a really bad injury. I don't think Willock does anything wrong, he just seems to run across Emerson, but really catches him.
So added time to this 7 extra minutes. If you just joined us, play suspended. With 7 minutes still to play. Players went off the pitch. The medical emergency was dealt with. Espirito Santo was obviously complaining that Newcastle didn't play the game in his mind, but they played on with the game, which they were quite entitled to do, whether it's in the spirit. We don't talk about the spirit, we talk about the laws, really, when it's an incident like that. They were legally entitled to play on. Well, it's been a day, one way or another, of high emotion, and we're not yet at half time.
Sam Maximan's throwing.
And there was the sporting touch at the end, and Roy acknowledging.
The half-time whistle's going to blow once Lloris takes his free kick, his goal kick. Sorry, yeah, there we go.
The extra 7 minutes used profitably by.
So, after the first half, it ends 3-1 to Tottenham as it stands. But the most important factor from that first half was the Newcastle fan that needed medical attention, high-vis members of staff crowding all around him to see if he's all right. He's been taken into an ambulance and he is on his way to hospital. The van is on its way to hospital. Sorry, I shouldn't be saying he. I don't know what gender it is. That doesn't. Could be any of them. But that's the main thing. We really hope the fan is okay. That is the most important factor. And all our wishes go to that fan that's been taken to hospital, the Newcastle fan that has been taken to hospital.
When you change a little, you change a lot.
So yeah, with it being half time, I'm gonna quickly head to get myself a drink before the second half starts. And yeah, it's half time. It's Newcastle 1, Tottenham 3.
If you see traces of blood when you brush, do you choose a toothpaste for healthy gums or strong teeth? You don't have to choose. Complete protection from causing.
Where's my keys? Right, I'll be right back. Right, we're back.
He knows exactly where the goal is, just lifts it over him. And he will always feel very Harry Kane. There are a lot of question marks about him not getting good form, but that's what he's capable of. He's sitting right back there. Cleo keeps him onside.
Yeah, that was onside. That was an onside goal.
Lovely pass in.
And it's really funny for him, isn't it? Because he made the point midweek that he scored 9 goals this season, but that was the first one in the Premier League. That's the one he'd been waiting for. It gave Spurs a real foothold. They hit the bar as well before the stoppage. And then as they re-emerged, I think we talked about, could they get through to half-time, Newcastle?
Yeah, it's a great move. I mean, I'm full of confidence. You see a team that is playing Kane with Son and Lucas Moura just before that. Look at the way they pass the ball in between them. I mean, it's easy. They defend themselves pretty well. There's just good dribbling from Lucas Moura. And, you know, Harry Kane just have to put a nice ball in the box for Son. But it seems too easy.
Manquillo tries to step up for a play on offside, and then his son's got the yard on him as well.
See that sparkle coming back to Spurs?
Yeah, like I said, they were under pressure coming into this game. The season hasn't been great for them. And to go 1-0 down early, they've showed great resolve, great character. And like I said, when you've got front players of Son, Kane, Ndombele, Moura, you're always going to be a threat. So this could be a turning point for Nunes.
What a start it was for the new owners and the team riding on the crest of a wave of emotion. Callum Wilson putting them in front to the delight of the black and white hordes. But Spurs hit back, and how. Reality check there for the new people in charge here, because Spurs at half-time are in control.
Why not you take reuniting fans?
So, yeah. I just hope that fan's okay. That's all I can say. Before this game, we had Everton against West Ham at Goodison Park, and I know it's just an excuse for something for me to talk about before the second half kicks off. West Ham did win 1-0, a 74th minute goal from Angelo Ogbonna, and that drops Everton down to 7th in the Premier League. West Ham are 7th in the Premier League. Everton dropped down to 8th after that result, but this is as it stands anyway, because Tottenham are currently 3-1 up against Newcastle right now, as we all know. That'll take Tottenham 5th in the league as it stands, and they'll go ahead of Manchester United by 1 point. It'll take them 5th behind Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City and Brighton. Newcastle will stay in the bottom 3 in 19th spot. Steve Bruce could be sacked after this game, because even they said throughout this weekend, even though he's obviously kept his job for this weekend, for the Newcastle Spurs game, it is well, it's very likely Steve Bruce will be gone from Newcastle after the new ownership. And sorry, I'm just getting my drink. After obviously the new ownership, and most fans don't believe he's the right man that can take them forward with this new future for the Toon Army. So, yeah. We've got a second half coming up.
We've got a fantastic weekend of sport to look forward to next weekend. England in the T20 World Cup.
I was also making plans on my Snapchat. I hope as tomorrow night Arsenal are playing Crystal Palace at the Emirates, and I'm most likely going to be doing a live stream for it. And I'm going to try and get a friend of mine who supports Arsenal on the stream tomorrow if he's not doing anything. But I'll have to see what happens, of course. But I should be live streaming for it.
45 minutes for Newcastle and for Steve Bruce coming up. His side trailing by 3-1.
It is a big second half coming up for Steve Bruce and Newcastle. They're losing 3-1 to Tottenham as it stands. Spurs will go up to 5th in the league as it stands, ahead of Manchester United. Second half is coming up. Oh yeah, why didn't I put my computer on charge from the very beginning? Muppet.
Well, it feels a long way back here.
So yeah, second half coming up.
On this first day of a new era for Newcastle United. And for Steve Bruce in his 1,000th game in charge. Andy Hinchcliffe and Martin Tyler.
Well, they've come out to a rousing rendition of Bladen Races, the traditional song here. The supporters believe that the club are going to regain some traditional values under new ownership. Far away.
I think the game is going to finish around 7 o'clock after the delay, obviously, most importantly, with the had. But here we go. Second half is coming up now.
The strong position, but by no means a guaranteed winning position. 3-1 up. All their 4 games this season that they have won have been by just the 1-goal margin. So Newcastle's task, I guess, Andy, get the next goal and see where it takes them.
Yeah, I think they've got to get through the next 10 minutes without the scoreline getting any worse.
So, here we go, second half.
Mindset, will they be complacent getting that 3rd goal, 2-goal pushing? And will they sit back or continue to step on? We'll see how.
Can Newcastle fight back from a 3-1 deficit?
You're making 3-2, you never know.
Here's Wilson.
Wilson
Loses it to Højbjerg.
Be available again from the bench. He was injured in the opening weekend of the season here against West Ham. Raring to go.
There's John Joe Shelby on the bench. So, reminder of what the team is. Newcastle, Carl Darlow in goal. Then a back 4 of Manquillo, Lascelles, Kieran Clark and Matt Ritchie. The midfield of Sean Longstaff, Joe Willock and Isaac Hayden. Sean Longstaff's already been booked so far. And then Sam Maximan, Callum Wilson and Joe Linton up front. Spurs' team, Hugo Lloris in goal. A back 4 of Emerson Royale, Sergio Reguilon, Eric Dyer and Christian Romero. A midfield duo of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg and Oliver Skipp. And then behind Harry Kane are Tanguy Ndombele, Heung-min Son and Lucas Moura. Harry Kane, of course, being the up-front striker for Spurs. Here's Dyer.
Of course, we're top of the table at the end of August. Mid-table now. A chance to push forward if we can take the 3 points. That the 3 goals certainly taking them nearer. Joe Linton.
Here's Joe Linton.
Back with the weight of numbers. We'll get
Ndombele.
Dombele trying to dispossess, but they have got the better of him, Newcastle, that time. By Romero.
It's Son.
Son.
Oliver Skip.
South Korean.
Harry Kane's dispossessed by Javier Manquillo. Now Lascelles.
Dismantling of today's Newcastle defence.
Kieran Clark gives it straight to Carl Darlow, who boots it away into the Tottenham half. Down goes Emerson Royale.
Battle between the two Brazilians.
Yep. Two compatriots going at it together, Emerson Royale and Joe Linton. And yeah, free kick has been given to Tottenham. Here's Reguilon, who tries to get past. Tries to lay it off to Son, but Lascelles clears it.
Behind by Lascelles.
See Reguilon there trying to find Heung-min Son. Tries to get it past Javier Manquillo at the same time as well. As a result, it is a corner to Tottenham.
To take the corner.
And of course, Son is going to take it. Heung-min Son with the corner. Lucas Moura with the shot, but deflected. But now here's Ndombele taking on the Newcastle players, but no way through, and no fourth goal for Spurs.
Just trying to weave his way through, and he doesn't take the first time shot. Then what he has to do is try and weave his way past all the Newcastle defenders, and just takes on one too many.
Another corner. Son dispatched. Like a fielder doing long on both ends.
Romero tries to head it in,
Waved a fist at it.
as does Kane.
Newcastle survived. The goalkeeper saying he was fouled. There was a risk that he was doing the fouling.
Jumps at the ball. Does a Tottenham player do anything wrong? Does he impede him? I think Harry Kane is clearly just jumping to head the ball. There's no foul there.
Højbjerg.
Romero. It's a very, very different noise level than it was.
Obviously, no surprise there.
4:30 and certainly 4:32. And Callum Wilson scored.
It's the scoreline marks for that medical emergency as well. It's just dampened the spirits.
I mean, like, oh, I think Son handballed it then, but Andre Mariner says play on.
Tottenham allowed to go on.
Ndombele.
Do just that.
Reguilon. Reguilon tries to visit in. Newcastle clear it away. Here's Saint-Maximin. It's a Tottenham throw-in.
A little bit more defensive there because Reguilon will fly forward from left back. If he doesn't track him back and help out Manquillo, he's right back. Newcastle right back.
Eric Dyer.
2 against 1 time and again.
Christian Romero. Højbjerg. Finding Reguilon. Nearly lost it to Saint-Maximin. Skip finds Lucas Moura and gets past the defence, but can Son finish them off? No, he can't, but he does keep the ball. Flag's up against Son anyway. It's a free kick to Newcastle.
Just press the accelerator. Newcastle look left behind.
It's all about their attacking movement. We saw it with the Son goal. Lucas Moura just drifting in from that right-hand side position, switching with Ndombele, it's causing so many problems. And attacking players are on the move. Defenders don't like that. They want to know what they're up against and consistently face it. That's what they're doing. Completely reverse. 3 or 4 players chopping and changing where they are.
Just over 100 days now in charge for Nuno Espirito Santo. Getting some downs to go with the ups. Great start, beating Manchester City, of course, in his first Premier League game in charge. This potentially very difficult day. It's not turning out too badly. So Maximin. Still has to be contained. On the way here. Joelinton holding.
Joelinton
Get it across.
tries to get it across, but it goes straight to Lloris.
Wilson, as always, hovering around in front of the defenders. You picked up so well, Andy, on the goal that he scored.
So that's what makes it happen. Draws Tottenham players to him that open space up for other players. Just a lack of quality there. There's not enough support in the box for Joelinton.
Look at the room here for Ndombele.
And Ndombele tries to find Kane,
Carefully.
but
Scheduled
Kane
runs,
didn't
Harry Kane.
run forward because he knew he would have been offside.
Best pass. It is difficult for Steve Bruce's team. They want to push players forward, but they look so vulnerable when they leave
Willock.
space behind and lose possession.
Into Joelinton.
Why not
And now
take
Matt
risks?
Ritchie. Back to Joelinton.
He's covered a lot of ground. So they're not flagging in support of the cause.
Thrown for Newcastle.
All the players know here that their futures will be reconsidered in the current circumstances. There's plenty to fight for, not just the points. Dyer. Reguilon puts it in the general direction of Kane, who can make things happen when it's not really his ball to get. And it wasn't.
Kane gets brought down.
Cut down by a conservative
And it is a yellow card
It's a brilliant piece of centre forward play.
to
from
Kieran
Harry Kane.
Clark.
He isn't just a goal scorer, he knows he's a creator, but he's a player who can secure possession for the team, protect it well. Just out muscles Kieran Clark, and it's just frustration for the centre half to take him out of the game.
He should have both 9 and 10 on his shirt.
Second time Kieran Clark's been booked this season in the Premier League.
He managed to say he's a 6 or a 4 or an 8. And he probably wears 29.
Here's Kane.
That was a 3-mark.
And Ndombele. Højbjerg.
Out of 11, actually, there was a goalkeeper.
Reguilon. Dyer.
But I know what you mean, but you weren't.
Through balls it to Son, who feels the pressure from Joelinton. But now it goes onto the right-hand side with Emerson Royale. And now Lucas Moura.
Højbjerg. Now Reguilon. Dyer. Eric Dyer. Played a Glenn Hoddle pass here, or not quite. Just in case you're joining us late, wondering why it is late on the clock. A 24-minute delay for a medical emergency. The supporter stricken, stabilised, and now I hope safely in hospital on the road to recovery. It looks like we're going to see John Joe Shelby.
Yeah, that's the main thing with the
Clark.
with the match. We just hope that Newcastle fan is okay. All our condolences
Players down the years
go with the
have been
Newcastle
very
fan
recent
and the
about
Newcastle fan's family.
this comment, but there's a lot of pressure playing for Newcastle United when you come here, and the raw emotion of their fans who live and breathe the club. And sometimes it's too much.
Willock.
It's a club with a proud history.
Darlow.
They're long overdue. They're not the only club who could say that. They're long overdue a trophy. Tottenham themselves, but nothing like as a gap as Newcastle have.
Here's San Maximan taking on Skip and Højbjerg. Højbjerg wins it off San Maximan.
Like that.
And now here's Lucas Moura.
And here comes Lucas Moura.
Sean Longstaff chasing him. Son and Kane both up front from Lucas Moura. It does go to Kane, but Kane drops back. Son, meanwhile, stays in the box and tries to keep the ball in the box, but he doesn't. He's done very well to keep that in.
Now skipped. And that defensive patrolling again. It's giving license to the others to play with a belief that they can score again here at St James's Park. Romero. And Ndombele. The skip was our pre-match guest for the player interview, saying quietening the crowd was high on the agenda. They took that the hard way. They ran into the noise by conceding.
And Ndombele. Kane.
Voices can be heard. Very much the minority in the stadium. Someone's waiting in the middle. Up he goes. It's prevented a corner.
Could have easily been a corner to Tottenham then.
Just wonder with Romero having done a lot of travelling, Emerson Royale having done a lot of travelling, whether the backup defenders might be used here. And in a Spirito Santo, including third of the game.
Not exactly been run ragged, certainly in the second half. Tottenham dominating the ball. It's easy for those players just to pass the ball around. As if Newcastle asking them a lot of serious questions.
Probably still not sure what time zone they're on. Here's Kane.
Son goes into the box.
At the moment.
As does Ndombele.
Likewise,
Has a shot, but it goes over. Still no fourth for Spurs. And it looks like we're going to have a substitution. I think it's John Joe Shelvey for Newcastle. Yes, it is. It is John Joe Shelvey. And Steve Bruce is cleverly taking off Sean Longstaff, especially after he's been booked as well. Stops him getting a red card as well. And yeah, on comes John Joe Shelvey. The man that looks like Voldemort in the Premier League has come on for the Toon Army. And here he is with the ball now. But he wins the ball off Ndombele, who stays down.
I do apologise if you've picked up any inappropriate language.
Reguilon, skip. Son. Dyer. Romero.
Individual qualities of some Spurs players, but the shape of the team as well.
Sam Maximan's trying to stay with both Romero and Højbjerg. Here's Reguilon, who passes it right to Son, who then passes it right to Højbjerg and Lucas Moura. Now it goes to the far right to Ndombele. But Tottenham are just trying to keep possession of the ball at this rate to stop Newcastle counter-attacking. Lucas Moura tries to find Emerson Royale, but Richie has won it for Newcastle. Won the ball for Newcastle, not won it. That would have sounded like winning the game anyway. Clark. Newcastle have got work to do. As it stands this second half, Tottenham have had 4 shots compared to Newcastle's 0. However, Tottenham have had no shots on target so far this second half.
Skip. Okay. And Dyer.
Both sides, in theory, are playing the same formation, 4-3-3, but
Reguilon.
Have the better players and making that system function.
He gets past Willock.
Kane.
And Kane tries to feed it right to Emerson Royale.
Emerson Royale. Unattended.
It's a corner to Tottenham.
Charged down by Richie.
And Emerson Royale's furious. He's saying handball from Matt Ritchie.
Referees are looking for is the defensive position, body shape of a defender, is it?
Came off his elbow.
Richie's turning his body, he's raising that left arm.
It did came off his elbow, and he did raise the left arm.
They've got a corner out of it anyway.
But Tottenham have got a corner out of it anyway.
Don't need to speculate on that because we've got a corner to deal with here. And Romero is using maybe Kane as a screen. Maybe Kane's going to do the blocking. Let somebody else get a chance in this corner. Eyes in there as well.
Kane tries to header in, but no way through for the England captain.
Joe Linton's sent tumbling, but
Joe Linton was sent tumbling while Skip, who was so much further back, passes it, through balls it all the way back to Son in Newcastle's end. But Saint-Maximin, I think that was a shirt pull there for Emerson Royale, but referee says, Andre Mariner says play on. But Newcastle are having a look. Oh, and they're asking for a penalty, the Newcastle fans. But Christian Romero does get a yellow card.
Didn't like the way it ended. It was a goal right by Willock, who then, let's say, was happy to go to the ground. He flung himself to the ground.
I mean,
The arm comes out, but again,
he did start.
contact with consequence. So the arm coming out from Romero is not forcing.
He did start pulling him down with his shirt, with his arm. Well, Emerson Royale's got booked for it. I thought Romero was going to get booked then, but it was outside the penalty box. So yeah, no way a penalty. So that will disappoint the Newcastle fans there watching on. Here's Son.
Still seeking number 4. Reguilon.
Reguilon. It's gone straight to Shelby.
Shelby starting from deep. Richie.
Matt Ritchie finds Saint-Maximin,
They can. You can see why.
who nearly loses his footing, but he keeps the ball. Just.
Richie crosses. And Dyer. Norris shouted. Dyer wasn't going to wait for the goalkeeper. Rightly so. Hoybier. Lovely play by Spurs and Newcastle training in there.
Spurs now on the counter-attack.
Son.
It's Son versus the two centre-backs for Newcastle, Clark
Hoybier.
and Lascelles. But now it's gone back to Ndombele.
Chasing the second goal, Newcastle are leaving themselves so open to conceding the fourth.
Newcastle are still chasing for a second goal to stay in the game. It's just gone 65 minutes. There's another nearly 24 minutes to go for this game here on Tyneside.
Romero. Now Lucas Moura. 20 minutes gone in the second half. Dyer. Now Skip. Well, whatever the future holds, he will leave here with his head held high when that comes. And of course, other decision makers. You do feel
It's a Spurs throw-in.
the actual confirmation of the takeover went through so quickly. There was a political problem to solve with a television company in the Middle East, which was holding up the deal. And then that was resolved. And the next minute, Newcastle were in new ownership. That might just have caught the decision makers slightly on the back foot. And all sorts of names linked with it. It's been a terrible week for SPURS in that respect. I'm sure he knows the score.
Newcastle fans furious with Tottenham's time wasting, especially Emerson Royale's then.
Newcastle fans who never welcomed him when he first arrived. Never took to the circumstances that he found himself managing in. Which it, because it didn't help
Reguilon.
his predecessor, Rafa Benitez, who
Son.
incidentally lost the game today. Home to West Ham, in his role as manager of Everton. Skip. Dyer. Lucas Moura bursting with energy.
He's been brought down, Lucas Moura, and that should be a free kick to Tottenham. And deservedly so. It's a yellow card for Isaac Hayden. That's no question. That's no question. A yellow card. Shirt pull.
So that's not the first Isaac Hayden foul today. It's typical of the work rate, and also typical of the fact that
Tottenham's free kick, and Skip is going to take it.
They're trying to steal the ball back from Spurs. They've been passed around too much. But there's still more than 20 minutes to go.
Looks like Skip needs to switch to maybe a 4-4-2 on the right hand side, and Sir Maximan, partnering Callum Wilson. It's just a question whether they can get the ball to those two dangerous front men.
Skip again. Reguilon.
Reguilon.
Getting the ball to him. Ball to Tottenham. Son.
Ndombele.
Kane.
Kane trying to find Ndombele.
Rev up their voices.
Still no way through for a fourth for Tottenham, but Ndombele's going to try again.
There's a corner.
He wins a corner. It comes off Lascelles. The ball comes off Jamal Lascelles.
Son again entrusted with the corner. With Romero behind it. Being picked up by Kieran Clark.
Nearly 20 minutes to go. Corner for Spurs.
Cleared decisively. Full boot for Newcastle from Richie. Right.
Here is Owen.
This way here. And Kane's in with the goalkeeper. Son.
One of the Tottenham players is looking for a penalty, and I think that's Christian Romero.
Son, you feel a little reluctantly put it out because he thought there might be another chance.
Yes, it is. Jeers from the Newcastle fans.
It's a pretty aimless forward ball from Højbjerg, but it's a great first touch for Romero to take the ball down. I think he gets a bit tangled up. He stumbles himself, and he is caught by Clark, but there's no foul in there.
He's on loan from Atalanta with an option to buy.
"20 minutes to go. What can Newcastle do to get a second goal, or can Spurs
You just want to get hold of the ball, dominate the game, and that's exactly
get a fourth?"
what they're doing, taking all the sting out of it. The supporters can't get on their feet, encourage the team that doesn't have the ball. So, with the approach this second half, and Tottenham has been pretty much perfect.
Yeah, there's been no complacency, has there? Confidence on the ball has been high. They've had bags of the ball.
Reguilon. Ndombele.
Bouncing it off Højbjerg. Romero's okay.
Christian Romero.
It's high on the far side, and Reguilon down beneath us. That's left a gap through the middle.
Son gets brought down, but
the mind of the referee.
Mariner has no problem with it.
Here's Wilson.
Here's Callum Wilson taking on Eric Dyer. Two Englishmen in the Tottenham end of the Newcastle pitch. The ball goes straight to Lloris.
First time really in the second half, Callum Wilson's been isolated. He's a Tottenham defender. There's an opportunity to shoot on his left foot, and he didn't take it.
Shelby. Willock. Now Richie.
Here's Richie. It's Joe Linton versus his compatriot, Lucas Moura. Both Brazilians as well. San Maximan. Now it's him versus Lucas Moura.
Got players forward here.
Newcastle
One of them.
not quite getting an aim towards the second goal.
Ball going forward, you can understand that. That wasn't too much available for themselves. It was a good job he didn't pass it back a second time. So Maximan.
Here is San Maximan. He has a shot, but it goes well over and skies.
Can't find the detonator.
He just needs to show a bit more composure. He is such a dynamic player. That's how he picks the ball up. To commit defenders, and there's a bit of space there. He needs to get his shots in, but he just needs to settle himself down and make sure he keeps his shots on target.
It does feel more like the end of the old regime than the start of the new one. Here with Newcastle United today. It is.
Here is Dyer.
It's going to be an instant fix, that's for sure. We'll have to work ahead. I hope the owners get the right people around them to give them advice.
Lascelles. San Maximan. Goes straight to Lloris. And now Tottenham are looking for the counter-attack here. Here's Lucas Moura. Kane's in front of him. As is Son. There's 5-6 Newcastle players defending for their lives against the front men of Tottenham. With the goalkeeper, Carl Darlow, of course, as well.
No pressure and still with the ability to open up a leaky defence. Okay.
Corner to Tottenham.
Tentative challenges, gets another corner. Murphy.
Newcastle are looking to bring their second substitute on, Jacob Murphy. Oh, third as well. That's Ryan Fraser, the former Bournemouth Scottish winger. Of course, moved to Newcastle with Callum Wilson from Bournemouth in the summer of 2020 after Bournemouth got relegated. Tottenham's corner, Son's corner. Still no fourth goal for Spurs.
15 minutes to go.
There is 15 minutes to go. That corner was headed away by Lascelles.
Son whips it in again.
Lucas Moura's header. Newcastle clear it away.
Made its reputation for many reasons, but one of which is it goes right to the last whistle. Just ask Dean Smith of Aston Villa.
So Callum Wilson is coming off for Ryan Fraser.
Just come back from his thigh injury. Come back with
The two former Bournemouth footballers going off and going on for their new club, of course, Newcastle United. Meanwhile,
Joe Willock, who actually had an injury in the last game, came off before half time against
Jacob Murphy also comes on, and it's Joe Willock who makes way.
to start 2 weeks later. Jacob Murphy gets the last 15 minutes.
And that's the question for Steve Bruce. Will these substitutes pay off towards the end of the game? Because Tottenham still hold a comfortable 3-1 lead. Here's San Maximan. Reguilon.
Regular. Won by Clark.
Is Manquillo. Dispossessed by Reguilon.
In the opposite direction.
But Manquillo is taking a throw in for Newcastle.
Do his defensive job. Manquillo with the throw.
Ndombele. Manquillo trying to win the ball off him.
Pass out to Lucas Moura. Come and get us if you can. Newcastle are trying to do that. Ndombele has the answer.
Ndombele goes down. And Andre Mariner has given a free kick to Tottenham and a yellow card for John Joe Shelby.
Really illustrates the difference in quality, individual quality that the two teams have. Just pure frustration from John Joe Shelby.
Yeah, no, that's doesn't surprise me. That's a yellow card, to be honest.
Sending off against Spurs on his record. Altercation with Dele Alli.
Yeah, remember that. First game of the season in the 2017-18 season. John Joe Shelby, of course, got sent off against Tottenham after a tussle with Dele Alli. Spurs went on to win that game. Back when Maurizio Pochettino was in charge, and it was the first game of the 2017-18 season. Tottenham were coming from the season, from their best ever season in the Premier League when they finished second behind Chelsea in 2016-17. Spurs still looking for a fourth. Reguilon's furious as Tottenham look for a penalty, but they don't get one. Sorry, Christian Romero. Sorry, not Sergio Reguilon. Anyway, Lucas Moura has now got the ball for Spurs. Here is Reguilon. Lucas Moura has a shot, but it goes over.
Matt Ritchie gets away with this. He'll be a lucky boy to just turn his body. He raises that left arm. It's not a natural position for a defender looking to block across. I feel he's using that arm to block the ball. Yeah, having a good long look at it.
Yeah. They're waiting. Matt Ritchie seemed confident in himself that it won't be penalised.
Listen, Martin, if you're a defender, you're not going to admit you've got something wrong, eh?
I felt the first one, had it been in the area, would be a penalty, but we're about to find out that it wouldn't be. Maybe not a clear and obvious error. With the original call. Romero. Into the last 10 minutes. What happened to that party? I'm sure it will be rekindled, but no new signings till January. Everybody knew that. I'm sure the robes will not be thrown in the bin.
Whilst they've been looking at it, of course, they're looking, all the Newcastle fans are looking to January and new signings to improve their situation. They've got 12 more games before they get there. They've got all the top 7 to play. They've got Norwich and Burnley relegation threatened teams as well, so they've got a tough job on.
Fraser has a shot. Newcastle appealing for a handball from one of the Tottenham players, but the Magpies get a corner.
I think it was the crowd that alerted us to a non-possibility. But when you're 3-1 down, you shout for anything.
We're giving penalties for head ball, we're in big trouble.
Yeah.
It's a corner to Newcastle.
Wasn't quite the corner according to plan, but a second ball.
Fraser. Newcastle have a shot, but it gets deflected from Spurs.
Locked away.
Here's Jacob Murphy.
Murphy again.
He's taking on Kane, of all people. But now John Joe Shelby has the ball, who tries to fire it into the box. But Son is through and passes it to Reguilon, who gets brought down by John Joe Shelby. And I think that could be a second yellow. No alternative at all. John Joe Shelby was already on a yellow card, and no question about it, that was a yellow card as well. And what have you got to do? No choice. It's the second yellow card, and John Joe Shelby is sent off. An afternoon that started so well for Newcastle under their new ownership ends in huge disappointment as the Toon go down to 10 men. Knew it was going to be a red card after seeing that challenge. Reguilon was clear. It's a clumsy challenge from John Joe Shelby. He's nowhere near getting the ball. He's already on a yellow card. That was no question another yellow card. That was a definite yellow card. And what do you do when you're on a yellow card? Of course, it's a second yellow. It's a red. You're off. And Newcastle are down to 10 men. Despair for Steve Bruce for his 1,000th game. And now the question for Tottenham is, can they get a fourth from this free kick? Tanguy Ndombele, Emerson Royale and Harry Kane all surround the ball on who's going to take the free kick. I think Kane is going to take it. It'll be either Kane or Ndombele. It will be Kane. Straight to the Newcastle wall. Ndombele. I think Kane will get booked for that. But he didn't quite pull down Alan Saint-Maximin, even though they look close to being a shirt pull.
6 minutes left. It's been a torturous afternoon from a promising start, and Steve Bruce will have a familiarity to it. It's his last game in charge of Newcastle. We can look back on a couple of seasons keeping them in the division with limited resources.
Newcastle's throw, Joe Linton.
And as you've stressed, a much more talented Tottenham team that only mid-table.
Isaac Hayden tries to win the ball from Christian Romero, but not quite. Nearly 5 minutes to go, and then stoppage time. As Steve Bruce looks on in disbelief that his men are down to 10. Oliver Skipp.
And if this is his last game, I hope that such a proper football man will be back.
Jacob Murphy.
Damaged by the difficulties and the abuse that he's
loses it to Son.
Such an unwarranted fashion here. He'll return to the game. I'm sure if he does, he'll make a very careful choice.
It's a throw in to Tottenham.
It will be awful to think that we've seen the back of Steve Bruce after 1,000 games as a manager and 900 plus as a player. Life devoted to football.
43 consecutive years as a player.
Hans and Deck look on. Probably won't be very happy as it stands with this 3-1 defeat as it stands. Højbjerg. Højbjerg tries to find Kane, but it goes straight to one of the Newcastle players. Here's Jacob Murphy.
Reality check. Just a message to the new ownership.
Lascelles.
Has to be done, and it can't
Clark.
be done in the blink of an eye. Fraser. Ritchie.
Throw into Tottenham after Ritchie kicked it out.
Premier League weekend hasn't finished yet.
Remember, this Premier League weekend hasn't finished. Tomorrow night, Arsenal are playing Crystal Palace at the Emirates. Patrick Vieira will be going back to his boyhood club, but managing Crystal Palace as he takes on the club that absolutely idolises him, Arsenal, and he will forever remain as one of Arsenal's greatest ever players, Patrick Vieira. That's tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Arsenal versus Crystal Palace at the Emirates. It's Mikel Arteta versus Patrick Vieira.
Extra frisky down that left-hand side because of that. Touch from Murphy.
Here's Fraser. Now Jacob Murphy. Son has a look towards him. But Jacob Murphy tries to find Joe Linton, which he does. And then Joe Linton finds Alan Saint-Maximin. And Saint-Maximin tries to take on Romero. And Son. Son and Romero surround the Frenchman. And loses it.
Blocked him off and then Reguilon swept it forward. 3 minutes past stoppage time.
Joe Linton goes down. Free kick to Newcastle, and Eric Dyer looks very unpleased.
All connected with Newcastle of the new opportunities coming from Saudi Arabia. The extra joy of an early goal.
Free kick to Newcastle.
All of us about the medical emergency.
And Jacob Murphy's going to take it. Look at that wall from the Tottenham players. Oh, and it's an own goal. It's an own goal from Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer has given Newcastle a second goal and has brought the Magpies right back into the game. It's... Lloris couldn't get to it, and despair from the Tottenham centre-back. And Newcastle are right back into this game now. It is now 3-2. Could Newcastle get an equaliser with 10 men and get a point and steal a point off Spurs? We're nearly going into stoppage time now. Or can Tottenham get a fourth and seal this game?
Ruthless as maybe they wanted to do in the second half. Will they pay a price for it? Talked about the late goals.
Tottenham have been the more dominant team, in my opinion, this game. But Eric Dyer's mistake has costed them dearly as it stands. But now, can they hold on to salvage the 3 points for Spurs? How much stoppage time will there be? 4 minutes of stoppage time. 4 minutes of stoppage time. Can Newcastle do it? Eric Dyer will now want to redeem himself. Oh, and Emerson Royale's lost it to Joe Linton, who gets brought down. God, they're really fighting for it now, aren't they, Newcastle? Newcastle. Here's Lucas Moura. Tries to cross it into Kane, but no way through. The goal for Tottenham now is to keep hold of the ball to secure the 3 points and move to 5th in the league ahead of Manchester United. Skip. Romero. Emerson Royale. Højbjerg. Tottenham desperate to keep possession of the ball. Højbjerg stays down as we hear the jeers from the Newcastle fans. Joe Linton tries to help him up.
The recovery, Newcastle need. They just won adrift. The Spurs, I said earlier, won all their games by a single goal margin. It looks though they could have won by a country mile here. It's going to be the same, and it's not in the book yet. It's Nuno's rumination tells us.
Reguilon. Ndombele. Emerson Royale taking on Matt Ritchie.
Want to attack still. Others just want to keep the ball.
Here is Eric Dyer. He doesn't want to make another mistake. He's passed it to Reguilon though, and here's Son, who nearly slips. But Ndombele keeps the ball for Spurs. And here is Son taking on Javier Manquillo. Nearly a minute to go, and it should be full time. Spurs desperate to hold on to this victory as it stands. Newcastle desperate to win the ball from Tottenham and get the equaliser they want. Oh, and he's lost the ball. Ndombele has given the ball away, but he does go down. And Andre Mariner does give a yellow card to Joe Linton. For that challenge there. That's Joe Linton's first booking of the season in the Premier League. And this will be a free kick to Tottenham. Nearly 30 seconds to go. And the ref and Andre Mariner should be blowing the whistle. Here's Son.
Son showed his intentions a few seconds ago, but he's dispossessed by Manquillo. Lascelles, one more attack.
One more attack for Newcastle to grab and steal a point off the North Londoners. Here is Ritchie. And Romero loses it and he's tumbling onto the floor.
Making the most of the incident. That should be a foul because Romero gets there first and then Ritchie just takes it out.
Joe Linton's furious, believing that Christian Romero did simulation.
Spurs expecting a free kick.
But Spurs are expecting a free kick.
Anyway, the game's restarted and
The game has restarted, and here is Højbjerg, but it goes out.
outnumbering. Newcastle got that sort of shape as they chase an equaliser.
It's full time.
Whistler's gone and Spurs have spoiled the welcome party.
Tottenham have spoiled the welcome party of Newcastle's new ownership. It's 3-2 to Tottenham. Steve Bruce's 1,000th game ends in defeat, but Newcastle tried their best to grab the equaliser and come back. But Tottenham were too strong at the end of the day. Kane's got his first Premier League goal today. Son made it 3 for Tottenham. But obviously, the most important thing coming from today was the delay at the end of the first half when that Newcastle fan needed and got medical attention and went to hospital into an ambulance when the first half got suspended at the end of the just before the end of the first half. And it's a brilliant win for Tottenham, but the main thing is we all hope the Newcastle fan is okay and recovers and gets well very, very soon. And that is the end of the live stream. Tottenham move 5th into the league. Newcastle stay in the bottom half of the table. But yeah, like I said, I hope the Newcastle fan is okay. That is the most important thing out of anything. And yeah, that's the end of the live stream. And I will see you in my next live. I will see you in my next live stream. Actually, I don't know why I said that. I want to look at the table actually before I end the live stream. But as for today's results, West Ham lose at Everton lose at their home ground to West Ham at Goodison Park. Ogbonna with the goal for West Ham. And Tottenham beating Newcastle 3-2. And now we'll get to see the Premier League table. But game week 8 is not over yet. Arsenal play Crystal Palace tomorrow night at the Emirates. Patrick Vieira returning to his legendary club. And here is the table. Chelsea atop on 19. Liverpool second, 18. Manchester City third on 17. Brighton 4th on 15. Tottenham 5th also on 15. 6th Manchester United 14. 7th West Ham 14. 8th Everton also on 14. And completing that first half of the table is Brentford in 9th on 12. Wolves rounding up the top 10 on 12. And then the bottom half, Leicester on 11. Aston Villa and Arsenal both joint on 10. But Aston Villa have a better goal difference than Arsenal. So Villa are 12th, Arsenal 13th. 14th for Crystal Palace on 7. 15th for Southampton on 7. 16th for Watford on 7. 17th Leeds on 6. And then the bottom 3 are Burnley on 3, Newcastle on 3, and Norwich on 2. So yeah, that rounds up Sunday today. And yeah, one more game to go for game week 8. Arsenal taking on Crystal Palace at the Emirates. And that is the end of this live stream. We all hope the Newcastle fan recovers very, very soon. And yeah, and a very emotional day here at St James's Park. And that is the end of the live stream. And I will catch you in the next one. Cheerio.